Welcome to the DCAM Basics e-learning lesson, Getting Started in DCAM. This course provides an overview of the functionality, features, and depth of information available from the software. The prerequisite is DMLS Basics 3.1.3. Click Next to continue. Upon completion of this lesson, you should be able to know what DCAM is, learn key terminology, become familiar with the DCAM layout, become familiar with DCAM help, be able to set up the DCAM environment, initial and new user accounts, funds, sources of supply. Click Next to continue. What is DCAM? DCAM stands for DMLS Customer Assistance Module. It is a standalone, self-contained, Windows-based medical logistics application that enables the user to research requirements, submit orders to a supplier, and maintain an inventory database. Click Next to continue. Key terminology. DCAM Level 1. An instance of using DCAM where you order supplies for yourself without having other clients order from you. DCAM Level 2. An instance of using DCAM where you order supplies for yourself but also have clients or Level 1 users order from you. Client. A Level 1 user that is connecting to a Level 2 system to order supplies. System Administrator. Windows Operating System Administrator. Click Next to continue. DCAM Admin, user that has administrator privileges on the DCAM system. Note, a DCAM administrator does not always have system administrator rights, but a system administrator will always have DCAM administrator rights. Operator, a user with standard privileges. User, a generic term for any DCAM administrator or operator. Click Next to continue. The default opening screen is the DCAM homepage. It is divided into 3 sections. Click Next to continue. The first section, shown highlighted, is the Alerts section. Alerts are displayed in red. In order to act on them, a user clicks on Alert and the application takes you to the area of DCAM where you can perform the action needed to deal with that specific alert. Click Next to continue. The next section displays basic statistics. It communicates things like the on-hand balance of local supply line items, the dollar value of inventory, the last date the catalog was downloaded, last status download, last successful login, and if there were any unsuccessful login attempts. If this was a Level 2 system, it would also show how many active clients are set up. Click Next to continue. The third section is the Common Tasks section. These are the everyday tasks a DCAM user is going to use. They can be initiated with a single click on the task icon so the user can access them quickly and easily. Click the Supply Cat icon to continue. As you go through DCAM, there are common functions that enable you to move quickly through this application. They allow you to select or type values for fields and understand at a glance the functions of each element, such as buttons and icons. Click Next to continue. Menu icons appear across the top of the application window. Click Next to continue. Action icons appear on the vertical toolbar on the right-hand side of the window. The available actions are specific to the actions possible to the page currently open. Click the Order icon to continue. A modal window appears and allows you to enter required information to order that item. There are 3 icons at the bottom of the modal window. Clicking on OK allows you to finish the ordering action, saves it, and closes the window. Cancel will discard any changes. Cancel the action and close the window. Revert repopulates the fields with all original values last saved and leaves the window open. You have to choose OK or Cancel to close the modal window. Click Cancel to continue. We will now go over the tab list view windows found throughout DCAM. These windows are called tab list view windows because on the left you will see a list of items. To the right there are tabs where you can get more detailed information on the highlighted listed item. Also, if you have a highlighted tab, you can use a hover over method to see more information on the highlighted tab. Click Next to continue. The following 6 tabs have a hover over message ability: QC Alert, Notes, Subs, Phrase Code, Standard, and Hold. Hover over each of the 6 tabs to get familiar with this function. When finished, click Next to continue. Let us also examine some helpful function buttons found under the list view to help with item searches. The first is the binocular icon, which represents the find function. Click the binocular icon. The Find Form window appears and allows you to type in what you know about an item to allow you to go directly to that item. Click the down arrow in the In Column field. You can then select which column you wish the Find function to search through. Click Cancel. Next to the binoculars is the green arrow icon. This represents the Export Data function. If you click it, you will be able to export the items on the list view to Microsoft Excel. Click Next to continue. Next is a query function designated by a computer icon. Click the query icon to bring up the Query Supplier Catalog screen. Several standard queries are available to choose from, but you can also build your own. Click the New button on the pop-up. You can now build your own unique query that can be saved and added to the queries list. Click Next to see what variables are available for these queries. You would create your query choosing a field variable, comparison variable, and operator variable along with typing in a value. After building, you would click the Save Query button. When you are done reviewing the new queries pop-up, click Next to continue. The final icon, which is represented by a brush, is the Reset icon. This will reset the list view from any changes that have been made while searching the catalog or other screen you happen to be on. Click Next to continue. Underneath the icons is the Filter Selections tab. This tab lets you filter the list view to better suit your search needs. Click the Filter Selections tab. You can filter the list in a number of different ways. Note, not every icon appears on every page. If an icon does not have a purpose on a particular page, it will not show up. After reviewing the available filters, click Next to continue. Next, we will explore the Go To menu. Click the Go To tab on the horizontal toolbar. The Go To menu is similar to the Common Tasks screen on the home page. Every task under the Go To menu is a quick link to common tasks DCAM users will constantly use. If the user is already on a specific task screen, the quick link will not appear in the Go To menu. Click Next to continue. Our next topic is the Help menu item. The Help function in DCAM assists the users to better understand the application, answer questions, and define terminology you are not familiar with. Click Help on the horizontal menu bar. Select Contents from the drop-down list. Help will open in a new browser window. The default screen for DCAM Help will open. One of the ways you can search for information is by sections. Click Section 2, Getting Started. The menu will expand, showing the topics covered under the section. Click Build an Order. The steps for building an order are displayed in the window to the right of the menu items. After reviewing, click the index icon in the horizontal toolbar. The index automatically scrolled to Supplier Catalog and highlighted it. Click Supplier Catalog. You can now either scroll through the index menu items for the subject you require help with, or type the keyword into the Find field and it will automatically highlight the index subject matter, if available. To find information or downloading a supplier catalog, type Supplier in the Find field. The Supplier Catalog index item has two topics to choose from. You can choose to find out how to download a supplier catalog or how to run a supplier catalog in Local Catalog. Click Download a Supplier Catalog. The steps for downloading a supplier catalog are shown. After reviewing, click Glossary. The glossary contains a list of terms that can be scrolled through on the left. When highlighted, the definition shows up underneath the list. The glossary defaults to the first term on the list. Account Processing Code, APC, after reviewing, click Search. The search function lets you search for any term. Type Order. Click the Go button. The results default to showing 10 items at a time. This can be changed to show more results, or you can click the numbers beneath the list to sequence through more results. Select Update Delete Orders. The steps are displayed and each instance of the keyword you search for is highlighted. After reviewing, click the X in the upper right to close out of the help file. To get started, double-click the DCAM icon on your desktop. Read the DoD notice and consent window and click OK to continue. If you are the first person to log into the DCAM application once installed, you will receive the following message. Click Yes to continue. The Create User window will appear with your Windows username already populated. You must type your first and last name, already done for you for this example, and then click OK. By default, you will be given the role of administrator. The Environment Manager screen will appear. On this screen, you only need to fill in two mandatory pieces of environmental data, the DODAC and serial number prefix. All the other fields are optional, but the more information you enter, the better the system will work for you in the long run. Along with the entered information, there are checkboxes for material release documents. If checked, the system will prompt you to print these forms when necessary. Type W9 DCAM in the DODAC field. Click the drop-down list arrow to select a serial number prefix. Select 1. These are only the mandatory fields that need to be filled in. Click OK to continue. After configuring the system, you can create additional user accounts. To proceed, click Utilities. Select Setup. Then select Users. The User Manager screen will open, showing you user info as well as a list of all accounts on the system. Click Create. The Create User window will display. Besides typing in the user's first and last name and selecting which role they will have, you will have to enter the Windows username. Type the domain name, followed by a /, followed by the new user's Windows username. Click Next to review how. Define the domain name and username are as follows. Open the command prompt window and type echo $userdomain space $username and then click the enter key on your keyboard. As shown in the example above, the domain name in this case is ad_dimmels and the username is john.doe. Click next to continue. Add this to the Create User window, already done for you for this example, and click OK. The new user is now added to the All Items list, as shown by the arrow. You can also update account information, delete, or disable a user on the User Management screen. Highlight the user you will act on and then click Update, Delete, or Disable the account. Click the Home icon to continue. The DCAM homepage will now appear. The next item to set up will be your funding information. Click Utilities. Select Setup. Click Fund Accounts. The Fund Account Management screen will load. To add a fund, click the Add Fund icon in the vertical toolbar. The Fund Add Edit Form window appears. Here you can enter the name and description of the fund. You can also change the color of the card and add notes if desired. The identifier is the most important item on this screen. Here you enter your fund information given to you by your source of supply. Chances are it'll be your fund code followed by your APC. If you have both, it must be entered this way. If you have one or the other, enter what you have and the system will finish populating the information in the correct order. Type hospital in the name field. Next, type FM1234 in the identifier field. Type emergency room in the description field to better identify how the card may be used. Click the default checkbox if this is your only fund account or if this will be your default fund. This will allow the system to auto-populate the information when ordering. We will retain the color of the card, but change the image. Click the image drop-down arrow to see the selections available. Select Air Force 2. Click OK to complete the process. The fund account is now enabled and set as the default. You can also disable a fund if it is no longer in use. Disabling allows the user to retain all purchase card records for the account, but not allow any more purchases unless it is enabled again. Since there is only one fund available, it is already highlighted. Click Disable Fund. The fund is no longer enabled and has been removed from the list. To enable it once again, click on Filter Selections found below the Enabled Fund Accounts window. Select Disabled Fund Accounts from the selections. Select Fund Identifier FM1234. Once highlighted, click the Enable Fund icon on the vertical toolbar. Immediately, it is removed from the Disabled Fund Accounts. To view again, click Filter Selections. Select Enabled Fund Accounts. The fund now appears under the correct account heading. Click Next to continue. Next, we will set up our source of supply for the network transfers of orders and supplier files. Click Utilities. Now select Setup. Then select Preferences. Now select Source of Supply. To set this up, You will need several pieces of information from your source of supply. First, you need the name of your source of supply. You also need to know the RIC or routing identifier code to use. You will also need to know server type, your host, either an IP address or fully qualified domain name in case of firewalls, valid certificates or username and password, depending on what the source of supply wants you to use, and the port they plan on using. Usually it is port 443. Click Browse to find and select a certificate for use. Highlight the certificate to use. To view information on how to request certificates and then load them on your computer for use, click here. Click Next to continue. Highlight the certificate to use and click Select. The certificate will populate the client certificate field. Now type Source Test in the source of supply name field. Then enter RIC in the source of supply RIC field. Leave the server type as DIMLS and enter 140.139.227.71 in the network configuration host field. Type 443 in the network configuration port field. After entering all the information, click OK. To test the connection, click the transfers icon. If the information is correct, the network transfer screen, similar to the one shown, will appear. If not, you will receive an error message. Click Next to continue. Here's a possible error message if the information for the source of supply is inaccurate. Most common is the 401 error. This usually is traced back to loading the wrong password, user ID, or certificate. The second most common error is a 403, forbidden error. This usually means there are firewalls in place that are not letting you connect. If you receive any of these errors, double-check the information you entered. If that does not fix it, then check with the source of supply or the help desk. Click Next to continue. You have now completed the Getting Started in DCAM lesson. We would love your feedback. What did you like the most, and what did you like the least? If you have any comments about your web-based training experience, please send us your input via email. Click below to continue lesson to completion. Congratulations, you have completed the Getting Started in DCAM lesson.